here. Okay, number one. Look, this is what I talked about the other day. This is the part of the FRQ the other day that you guys had that you had a hard time with. This is a major concept that you need to understand. Yes, obviously, if I give you f prime, to get to f, you have to take the antiderivative. So you automatically think you're going to take the integral, right? So what would the equation be for f of x? The integral of f prime of x, sure. But this gives us what kind of solution? That's the general. I'm asking for a specific value. Since I'm asking for a specific value, what kind of integral should I have? A definite integral. Since I'm asking for a number, I need a definite integral. What's the difference between a definite integral and indefinite? You got to have limits, right? What is your lower bound on your integral? 1. Why? Because that's the initial condition, right? What's the upper bound? X. And then t here and t there, right? And then plus the initial conditions value, right? I could have shortcutted it a little bit by just saying f of negative 1 is the integral from 1 to negative 1 of f prime of t or x dx, doesn't matter, and then plus 4. Now normally we put the plus 4 out front, so get used to that notation. You guys okay with that? Because I don't know the antiderivative of e tangent of x, e to the tangent of x. So what's our answer? 1.381? Am I right? Is that right? 2 people say so, so I'll believe them. Any questions with that? Okay. So again, let's keep in mind what this means. The 4 represents where you start, and the integral from 1 to negative 1 represents what? What's the word? Displacement. So this is where you start, and this is how far you are away from where you start. And so when I add them together, that tells me where I'm at. Okay? Number 2, we're given what? dy dx, let me write it down. dy dx equals 7 to the x natural log of 7 plus x to the negative 1. What do I do first to solve this? Multiply by dx, okay, so you get dy equals 7x natural log of 7 plus x to the negative 1 dx. Then we integrate, so we get y equals, what's the antiderivative of 7 to the x natural log of 7? Just 7 to the x. How would you know that? Because it's exponential. The derivative of exponential is itself times the natural log of the base, right? So you see natural log of the base of that, that means the antiderivative is just this, right? What about this guy? Right, because if we try and do the anti-power rule, this becomes x to the what? 0, and that's not going to work. So we rewrite this as 1 over x dx, which is natural log of x. Keep in mind and just get used to this. Again, we'll get more into y later. That should have absolute values, right? And what else? Plus c. If you do not have the plus c, you do not get the point because this is the general solution. The general solution must have plus c.